What's up guys, my name is Laura, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what I pack in my camera bag, specifically for travel and outdoor active adventure activities. What these two things have in common is that we need to be a minimalist for both. So obviously, for example, if you're doing an 8-hour hike up a mountain, you really want to minimize the amount of gear that you bring, the weight of your backpack, and the size of the cameras that you bring. At the same time, we do want to have a couple different options and a couple different pieces of gear just to help us capture a larger variety of shot types. So let's take a look at exactly what my gear bag looks like when it's packed up, and then I'll go through each item individually. So this is basically what all of my gear looks like laid out. I use primarily 3 types of cameras. We have our DSLR, our drone, and an underwater camera. On the DSLR, I usually either put a 24-70 zoom lens, which is a very versatile lens, or I do have a 20mm wide angle lens that I bought just for traveling because I shoot a lot of landscapes. It's much lighter and a little bit smaller. With the drone, we do have the remote control and spare batteries. And then this is the underwater camera that I use. It's an Olympus Tough, and that is the case for it. You can see it's actually pretty big and bulky, but the camera does fit inside the case. And then a dome port, which I will only bring if I think the water is going to be pretty calm, because it doesn't work great in choppy water. And then I put the GoPro out here too. I really prefer the Olympus Tough to the GoPro, but the GoPro is so small that it's really not an inconvenience to throw that in a bag. This is the backpack that I use. I do love it because it has a regular typical top opening, but it also opens from the back and has these very handy cushioned separators so that your gear isn't clunking up against itself. Okay, so now that I showed you guys exactly what my gear looks like when it's all laid out, I want to show you the exact same beach shot on 4 different cameras to help illustrate why I think it's important to have a little bit of variety in the types of cameras that you bring with you. Okay, so this first shot of Whitehaven Beach in the Whitsunday Islands, Australia was shot on my DSLR camera. The main benefit in my eyes of having a DSLR camera is twofold. First and foremost, it's going to shoot the highest quality images as far as the resolution goes. And if you one day decide that you want to sell these photos, you want to print these photos, maybe you're working for a client, you need these photos to be high resolution. Obviously, the other benefit when we talk about shooting on an SLR camera is the fact that we can use manual mode and a number of other more advanced settings. That's going to give you a lot more control and flexibility over your images. Okay, so the next camera that I always bring with me, and this is definitely my new favorite piece of equipment, is my drone. Now, this is the DJI Mavic Air 2. The Mavic Pro is another great option, and the photo that you guys see up on the screen right now was actually shot on the Mavic Air, which was the first version of this. The benefits of shooting with a drone are obvious. You can just be so creative with your shot selection. You know, obviously you're not going to be able to get an aerial shot really any other way unless you're in a helicopter or something like that. Also, drones are really great for videos, I find. And I mean, you can shoot raw on drones now. It's just incredible the things that they can do, especially if you want to get yourself in images or videos. A drone is also great. Okay, so the third camera that I always bring with me when I'm traveling or going to be near any type of water is my Olympus Tough. I absolutely love this camera to the point that I have bought it probably at least 5 of these in the last 5 to 10 years. Literally, I will show you guys my receipts. I buy this camera over and over again. I do break it a lot, unfortunately, but it is called the Olympus Tough for a reason. It's a really rugged camera, perfect for traveling, perfect for adventurers. It is waterproof and it's also shockproof. So you could drop this thing from really high and it shouldn't break. Obviously, the more wear and tear over time that you guys put on it, it could eventually get some damage. This is a shot that I took using the Tough on Whitehaven Beach. I'm actually going to throw up a second image here taken using the Tough. The first one, it's all right, but there wasn't that much in the water, like to see in the water on Whitehaven Beach. So just showing you guys a little bit of variety in the different types of shots that you can do underwater if there are fish or coral or something like that. Obviously, the main benefit of this is that it's waterproof, right? And you know, no other camera that you're going to have can go underwater. However, it really also is just a nice camera for other things, for landscapes, for portraits, and it's so light and small. That's honestly my favorite thing about it. Bringing this in your bag is really not any kind of an inconvenience. So highly recommend this camera as well. Okay, so you've got your drone, you've got your DSLR camera, your underwater camera. So what is the fourth camera that I alluded to in the beginning of this video, but did not show you guys? Well, that's the camera that I'm filming on right now. That would be an iPhone. Do not underestimate an iPhone, guys. These are so powerful, and it's packed into such a small and lightweight package. Not to mention, it obviously doubles as your phone, so you typically are gonna need to bring it with you everywhere. And every single month, these keep coming out with more powerful technologies. Like you can change aperture on your iPhone now. You can do long exposure photos, shutter speed, slow-mo, time-lapse, pano. You can adjust lighting, HDR photos. The list goes on. So do not underestimate your iPhone. If you have your iPhone in your bag, definitely make good use of it. This is a quick video that my sister actually shot on her iPhone. I was way too busy playing with all of my other cameras and didn't get like the best iPhone picture. It's usually not the first camera that I grab just because I have so many other options, but especially if you can't afford all of these or some of these right now, which is totally understandable, definitely make use of your iPhone. That can be the #1 camera and the only camera that you actually use. Okay, so the last piece of equipment that I just wanted to mention really quickly is this JOBY Gorillapod. Now, I don't normally travel with a tripod because they can be really big, heavy, and bulky, like really bulky. And I'm like a carry-on girl, so we don't have space for a big tripod. This thing is amazing. As you can see, it's really small. It does fold up to be tiny, and you can move its legs around so that it can hook onto anything. You can put it on a tree, you can put these straight and put it on the ground and really attach it to so many different things. And that'll help you guys if you want to take self-portraits or if you need just a stable camera for long exposure shots. It hooks right onto the outside of your backpack. I will put a link to this below along with all of the gear that I mentioned today. I will put links to those below so that you guys can check them out. That is it, guys. I hope that this video was helpful and you guys are going to be taking phenomenal photos on your travels and active outdoor adventures in no time. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.